Greetings, Earthlings. Welcome to Mars. My name's Felden, and this is the Supplying Mars Challenge. Hello everyone, welcome back to the Supplying Mars Challenge. And as you can see, we are just inside one of the grass domes, getting ready to mow the grass, as it were. But before we get started, there's been a few changes happening around here. Now, as some of you may remember, Mr. P has been doing some things for us, and Mr. P's construction services have been working overtime. As you can see, we are inside a massive dome. Now, this doesn't have full atmosphere at the moment, so we still can't stay outside of our tractors for very long, but it does ensure that proper growth is happening. And you may also be able to see in the distance just off here, or you may be able to not see those cranes. Yes, that's right, the large obnoxious cranes that were previously getting in my way left, right and centre have now gone. As part of Mr. P Construction's, or Mr. P's construction firm's job, they got this massive dome put up over the top of everything here, and they took the cranes out because the job has been finished. And as part of that, you can see in the distance there, the rocket ship has been moved outside, because obviously you can't launch a rocket from inside a dome. If you did, it'd all go a bit Willy Wonka. Yes, there would be a glass elevator going through the ceiling, and that would not be good. Now, there are some other interesting changes that have been made. You can kind of see over there is what looks like another big dome right in front of us. And that is, in fact, another big dome. That's right. There are a few more scattered around the place. That one is right next to our home base dome. And there's a couple more you can just see over the top of that mountain in front of us. They are actually up on the ridge. And if I pop into build mode quick, that's not build mode, that's the shop. Okay, that's build mode. If we just zoom over here quick, yeah, you can see there's our home base dome. Just to the right here we've got this other large dome which we can put fields or something inside. We may make that another grass dome because we do need a lot of grass. If we just zoom up, and now previously there were solar panels down here, and we did have our little solar panel array. Now that had to be moved. Luckily, at no cost to us, Mr. P was able to relocate it. If we zip up here, you can see now. Oh, there's the outside dome. Yes, that happens from time to time. But as you can see, we've got our solar panels just up here, next to Mr. P's sign and the 6 Feldcom, cellular towers. So that's cool. And if we just sort of point ourselves over this way a bit, you can see the fields down there. The rocket has been relocated from down there to over there. In fact, if I wave the mouse pointer around, you can see it there. From there to there. And we've got these 3 domes up on this ridge, which is a naturally occurring ridge, which is perfectly fine. And let's see, what else do we have that's changed? I think that was basically it. Yeah, the cranes have gone, obviously, so we've got a much nicer environment over there now, and some more domes and things to work with. So that is awesome. And I believe he also had his atmosphere boys out and about doing some work on the atmosphere in the dome as well, so it may look a little less Earth-like and a little more Mars-like. But what else has changed? Oh yes, if we pop into the menu quick as well, you will notice here on crop types number 2, we actually have some extra crops in. That's right, Mr. P has done a blinding job with this, and we've got spelt, triticale, millet, hops, lavender, and poppies. That is absolutely fantastic. Now, they should all be fairly easy to do if we wish. They should all sell at the various different sell points around the place. Let's have a quick check here. Poppies, they sell at export to Earth and 2 of the sell points that we put in. Same with lavender, in fact same with all of them. They all sell to the export to Earth and the buy everything or sell everything silos or sell points that we put down. So that's fantastic. We may well take a look at those in the future. But for now, let's close that door. There we go. And get on with our mowing, because we've got a lot to do today. And we need to get ourselves some money. Now, one of the things we are looking at doing, in fact, before I start moving, let's check the prices. We have some syrups that we are going to be looking to sell. And syrups are, where are syrups on the list here? There are syrups. Now the current price is 4,400, give or take a bit, and the expected maximum price in February is 43.43, and we're currently at 44.04, which is not terrible, but it is on the rise. So we are going to keep an eye on that, because we've got a few pallets of syrups to sell. And for now, I need to unfold the pipe and plonk down the thing, have it in reverse, crash into the wall. No, yeah, we are mowing. I should have gone the other way round, shouldn't I? Yeah, there was a reason I went the other way around. Now, as you can see, it is also a bit dustier. That is because we are on Mars, and things do get a bit dusty on Mars. All this Martian dirt and dodgy Martian grass and all that sort of thing. So yeah, that's a new dust extension mod that was added, and I think Mr. P may have changed some things as well. But yeah, if we make a horrible zippy noise and go in cab, you can see it is quite dusty. So we may look at turning that down a little bit in the future. But yeah, so far it's not too bad. So yeah, what have we got on the cards for today? We've got grass to mow, obviously, and we've got syrups to sell. The other thing we have to do is harvest our soybean, I think it is. I think that's what's in the other field is soybean. I will have to check, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. But yeah, we shall see. Hopefully I'm not missing anything on the outside. But yeah, I may try and turn that dust down a little bit, because this is quite difficult to see out the front of this thing, as you can not see, or you can see. But yeah. So yes, we'll just pull in here quick, and we might do a little flipperoo as well, go the other way. I'm not sure why I was going the other way before. But yeah, if we pop up to the map here, all three of these grass domes are ready to be mowed, so we have that to get on with. And these are our three fields of, I think it's soybean. Yeah, that's soybean, isn't it? That funny greeny yellow colour. Yes. Now, as you can see over here, I think we talked about this last time, we merged fields. 7, 8 and 9, that is one massive cornfield, which is probably going to be silage, or chaff rather. We're going to chaff that and plonk it in one of the, I think we've only got the one silage, fermenting silo, yes, we're going to plonk it in that and get some silage on the go. Because, if I go down here and look at our productions, we have, now we do need to put something in seeds, but that only takes wheat, barley or oats, so worry about that later on. But yeah, here we go, we can do silage. That's the BGA, my mistake, I'm looking at the wrong thing. Where is it now? Ah, here it is, yes. Chaff silage, that's what we are going to do, is the old chaff silage. But we do also need to get some hay on the go, because our, in fact, when we're doing this, let's check on the, turn down the dust scale, okay, turn that down a little bit, get rid of the old help menu there. Yes, the, I have no idea what I was saying now. I was saying something that was probably important, and I've completely forgotten what it was. Oh, hay, yes, for the cows, for the TMR buildings, or the robot feeders. That's what we need the hay for. So I missed a few spots around there. That's not a problem. But yeah, so we need to get hay on the go. So this first load is definitely going to be hay. After that, we'll probably put some in silage. Although with that corn, let's check the growth state on the corn here, because it does. If it's yeah, it's still fairly fresh. I think we can chaff that while it's still growing. But obviously we need money before we can do anything much really. So I'm going to continue mowing this. Time will pass, as time does, and we shall see about keeping an eye on the price for those syrups. And once that starts getting up, we will sell them. So I'll probably see you when we get done harvesting this, I would imagine. Yeah, once we get done with our lawn care. Oh, there's a bit. Let me go back and get that one, because that's rude. And oh crikey, I missed a bunch of it. I'll just do a circle around later. But yeah, so yeah, we'll probably come back once we've finished all of the grass mowing for the day, because you don't want to see that really. There's only so much of me driving in circles with a John Deere that you all would want to stomach. So yeah, we shall carry onwards. Oh, I missed a bit again. I'm missing it all over the shop. Yeah, I just have to pay attention to where I'm going, and actually how much we've got in here as well, because that is kind of the other thing. I need to make sure that I don't over chop it, and keep chopping even after we've completed the or filled up this trailer. But we do have some things that we are looking to purchase. So yes, and some of it is needed, like the headers for, because we've got sunflowers that are coming up soon, and obviously the corn as well. But yeah, so I need to figure out what we're going to do with that. We could get away with a helianthus header, get the sunflower harvested good and quick, and then just get a forage harvester corn chopper head for this thing, and see how that goes. But either way, I shall carry on with this, driving in my circles, and I shall see you again a bit later on in the day. Alright, hello again everyone. Now we are just dropping off the last little bit of grass here. We got 3 full container loads which we put into the hay production facility, and this little extra bit we are popping in here. And something else we did too was we also filled the sheep pens in the sheep dome. We filled those with grass, because once we get some money we are going to purchase some sheep. Not too many, but crikey, this thing's weird to turn, and we got stuck. For some reason, if I'm turning using a controller, this is so weird, but when I'm driving using my wheel, they turn infinitely better, and I don't know why. I think it's because it's an articulated thing, but as you can also see, it's a very dirty articulated thing. So we are going to pop back and give it a quick wash, and then set about harvesting that massive field of soybean. Now, soybean was supposed to be a cash crop for us. However, the price on it at the moment is not what I'd call especially good. So let's just hop out of this quick. Yeah, that's a bit filthy, that. So let's have a look at the price of it. Currently 2,400. Not bad, you know. The top price is 3,700 in July. We are, I think, in March at the moment. So what I'm going to do is actually put that into storage for a couple of months and then sell it all. Now, obviously that means we're going to have a small space of no income, particularly, but like I say, we do have the syrups, which we are going to set about selling fairly quickly. And once that stuff, once some other crops grow, we'll be able to process them, and we'll have some silage to plonk in the BGA before too long as well. No doubt some straw as well. Now, one thing I was thinking of potentially doing with the straw is taking a leaf out of Mr. P's book and popping down the old, what is it, straw manure production thing, where you can pop straw in the production and get manure out of it, because that might actually be halfway handy. Let's see here, see if I can back this in. Now, one thing I have learnt with this is what we actually need to do is extend that out the back, because for some weird reason, if I leave it parked up with the rear the IBC, not an IBC, what's it called? The IT runner back up on itself, it basically has a giant fit and will like spin around in circles when I'm not watching it, and will come back and it'll be facing the other direction, or it'll have pushed this thing into that thing or something. It's all very peculiar. So what we are going to do though is grab this and head on up to the silage fields. Now, I was tempted to have a look. I don't think there's anything on sale that we want at the moment. Well, I mean, actually, that might not be bad. It's awfully bright. Well, we'll have to figure that out another time. But yeah, this thing here, agro truck. It only goes up to 35,000 litres, so it might not be that good. But there is this, which is 48,000 litres. That's pretty cheap. But there's a couple of other odds and ends I've been thinking about. Oh, and what I was actually going to look for was, I think it's in dollies, possibly? Yes. This thing, the Snuffelstück. Snuffelstück? Something like that. I was potentially thinking about grabbing one of these. Because, what colour is that? Neon green. I mean, it kind of fits with our thing, I suppose. But I was half thinking about getting one of those. Sorry, excuse me, I'm yawning now. As a way, a means of towing one of the trailers up with this harvester. And it's tempting, but it's $7,000, and we only have. Yeah, let's not worry about that for now. I was going to say we only have. Crikey, you cannot see out of this thing at all. Yeah, we only have $11,000, so we'd be spending like $7,000 of it just to buy a dolly so I could pull something with a harvester. That seems a little bit on the. What am I trying to say? Yeah, frivolous side, perhaps? Let's go with frivolous side. But yeah, so we've got 3 fields of soybean that we are going to need to start mowing. Not mowing, harvesting. I think it's this one here. Now, what I am going to do, just in case we get a worker at some point, we're going to start over this side and see about just popping in a bit of a headland. Hopefully it's actually going to work. Okay, it is working. We are getting soybeans. Obviously we won't get straw or anything useful from this, but we are getting it nonetheless. Wow, that's dusty. Yeah, I can't see where I'm going. God dear. Mars is quite the dry environment, it seems. Yes. Now, I think this field was. It was only single fertilized, so yeah, we're not going to get the most off of this in the world, but that's okay. So what I am going to do is reverse through our cloud of dust. I cannot see a thing. That's crazy. Okay, so let's put that back down again. And let's get going up this way. So yeah, now we've got some beans to harvest. And we've got 3 fields of them. Like I say, this is going to be a cash crop. So we'll probably put it either in one of the farm silos way over there, the colony bins or whatever they were, or we'll put them in that one we've got there next to the animal domes. Although that was specifically for feed, like for the sheep, store some hay or grass or something in there periodically. Probably hay, I think. That way, if we need to, we can feed it to the cows as well. Yeah, so we'll likely put a little bit of hay or something in there eventually. Yeah, we'll probably put the soybean in there and just use it as a cash crop later on in the month, or later on in the year rather. Now, price-wise, our syrups. In fact, I might have to stop scrolling through there because we've got to the end of the field. I don't really know why I'm doing another headland. It's not going to help. But we'll do it anyway, because why not? Yeah, so back to this, we were looking all the way down the bottom. Syrups. 434. We are currently 43, 59 and rising. So that is good. Hopefully by the time we've got some of this harvesting done, we will have a good price on that. Now, we could have the Case Autonomous tractor doing some work while we're doing this, but I kind of don't want to, because our field of oilseed radish is ready to go. However, I'm sort of holding off on it just in case we can get either a cultivator or possibly a direct drill seeder, because then we could direct drill with the seed and get the fertilization from the stuff itself. What do you call it? From the oilseed radish. So we'll see about that, because if nothing else, we're going to need possibly a plough upgrade, possibly a cultivator instead. If it's a cultivator, we may get weeds, and it's a whole thing. So we may just look at getting a massive plough. The one we've got's not terrible, but there are other options out there. I think it's the same one Walco is using at the moment. If I pop in here quick, zoom down here, I mean we've got the John Deere that's 10 metres, but it was one of these that's like 22 metres and requires 330 horsepower, which should be more than enough for our case to do. Yeah, that should not be a problem. I don't need to do 2 headlands, do I? Let me just spin in a circle. I mean, to be honest, we don't really need to do 1 headland with this thing because it's such a good turning circle on it, but, you know, why not? But yes, there was, if I could press the right button, this thing, so it was 85 for that, yeah, 72 for a 22 metre plough that goes at 330 horsepower. And I think our tractor, sorry about all the jumping around here, that is 450 horsepower, so that should pull it no problem. So we'll possibly look at upgrading to that, although we may keep the other plough anyway, just as a potential for use with other things. Yeah, now like I say, this is it depends largely speaking on what we get for the syrups, and they are still rising, and they're still rising quite nicely. So I think we'll just carry on with the old bean harvest and see where this takes us and where we where we end up in terms of the progress through the day and the what do you call it now? Yeah, day progress and why will my brain not function with words? Oh, the price of the syrups, yes. So yeah, we'll pass time by harvesting this lovely field until such time as the price of the syrups is equitable with our desire to earn lots of money. Alright, here we are just coming to the end of the soybean harvest, and we've got, this is our second tank load that we're on now. We've got about 1 and coming up on 3/4 of a tank, so we're doing pretty good, I think. It was only fertilized one stage, and now it is fertilized. Now it's all harvested. We can hopefully get a second stage on the next crop that we put in here. Now I'm not sure exactly what we're going to repurpose this field to be, but we'll figure that out at a later date. So for now, what we are going to do is just offload this into the trailer here. So we should have, roughly speaking, I want to say it was 19,000 plus 13,000. So we had about 29, about 33,000 litres of soybean in total. And what we are going to do with that, if I point us over there a bit, you can just see a sort of silver tube poking up in between those two middle domes. That is the silo that we put in last time. I think I put it in off camera and then mentioned it about a little while ago. But yeah, we'd put that in as a food storage thing for like the cows and the sheep and the chicken. So what we're going to do is pop the soybean in there for now, and just let it sit, because the price of it, as you can see we're looking at syrups there, we are going to have to go sell those in a moment because they are decreasing, and I forgot to keep a check on them because I got into a rhythm doing the fields there, and time passed and it either topped out and started coming down again, or I don't know what. But yeah, soybeans aren't going to come in until July. They're going to be at their best price. So we are going to head on back to the farm, or not the farm, to the main building, and then probably have to give this a wash at some point because it is desperately in need of one. But we'll get the soybeans dropped off in that silo there, and then we're going to go and get the auto-load pallet trailer and sell us some syrups. So I'll see you guys all back in here in just a minute once we are heading towards the syrup collection place, wherever I stashed that. Alrighty then, here we are with our auto-load trailer and our little Mars rover moon buggy thing. This little go-kart weight on the front of it. Yes, so we are going to go a little bit crazy coming out here, but yes, we have these pallets up in front of us, and I need to figure out how to turn it on. Activate auto load. Turn that on. Lovely. Now let us get a little closer and start picking these things up. Hopefully. I really hope it's going to start loading this stuff. If it doesn't, then we're going to have a problem. And it's not. Oh dear. That's a bit of a worry. So I'm going to have to find a way of picking this all up and popping it in the thing. Well, since we are out of production, let me check and see if we can actually lift it. Oh, we can lift it. Okay, that's really handy, because it's not going into this. So let's hop back into the trailer, into the thing rather, and open cover. Open cover? Ah, it's that one. Okay, which, oh, of course it does that side, doesn't it? Yeah, thanks. It figures it would be that side. Okay, let's open that side, and what I should do is probably back up off these things. We'll evict that one in a minute. There we go, got that out of the way. So yeah, let's go a little bit off to the side now, because we've got a few that are going to be spawning. So yeah, again, since we are out of production, I do believe we are allowed to exit the vehicle. And in this case, we are going to have to exit and fling some stuff in. So I'm just going to have to load this all by hand. I'm so glad that I can actually load this by hand, because I didn't know for sure if I would be able to. I was thinking I may have to buy a forklift or something. There are potentially... Is that going to fit 3? It might do. Let's give it a try. There are potentially some other auto-load options that I could get, which may work. Oh, that's lovely, that is. We may look at getting something along those lines instead. It could just be this will only auto-load for the regular standard game things, and this is a modded, what do you call it, a modded crop, well not crop, modded production. That's the word I'm looking for. Oh, that's what it's getting hooked up on, okay. Yeah, because it's a modded crop production. Now I want to keep calling it a crop. Yeah, because it's a modded production, it's just not going to pick it up and auto-load it, unfortunately. But, I mean, that happens. Oh dear, that's not what I wanted to happen. Low gravity on Mars and all that stuff. Okay, let's try and not do that again. Yeah, we've got a small separation, but that's perfect. Crikey, these things keep coming out, don't they? Well, yeah, so I guess I'm going to have to keep doing this now. Try not to throw them onto the floor and break the jars. That would be a bit awkward. Oh god, there's another one. Okay. Yes, so I'm going to keep doing this for a bit, and we shall get rid of the help window, see how it goes, and come back once we've got this trailer properly loaded and full of delicious, delicious syrups. Oh, hello everyone. We are back again after some time has passed and some disasters have happened. As you can see as we go through this light, our trailer is loaded, but it's perhaps not as straight as it should be. And part of the reason that time has passed so much is because I ran into a few issues with bales. Not bales, with pallets. Essentially I was getting them too close together, or too many too close or something, and it just freaked out and was it pinged them everywhere. It basically just launched them. So we collected them up and we've got them on the trailer now. Now the money has gone down a bit because we purchased another item which we shall go... hang on. Syrup is not accepted here. It should be, because this is the point I'm supposed to sell it at. Oh yeah, it's selling it. Okay. Not accepted here, my hind end. Let's see what we get for that. That was 30,000 litres of syrups. And there are some that are still not playing ball. Ah, there we go, I just had to open the side of the... wow, okay. We got 111,000 from the first batch and then 19,000 from the second batch. Well then, okay, that's 130 grand. That's not bad. Let's just check the production quick, because I think we still have a bit left. We've got another 20,000 litres in storage, and I did put a bit more sorghum in there, because we had, let's close this up, we had sorghum a little bit left in the, what's that place, the feed silo where the chickens are, because we were going to feed it to them. But I had a feeling it might be worth running through that processing plant instead. And boy was I right. I think we're going to be doing that again. We're going to be planting sorghum, potentially in that field where the soybean was. So let's get in here, and will you close. Is this thing did I think I went to 125, okay. Is it? Okay, that's got it closed. So I mean this thing will still work for the what's it stuff that we've got. What is that stuff called? The greenhouse stuff, it'll still pick that up. So we can use it for that. If I disconnect from there, pull this over here, what I am going to do is just try and shuffle this around. Now, you might be looking at that and thinking, well, I'm not going to be able to connect to it with this thing. And you would be correct. What I'm going to do is manhandle it around like that, and then get out of the way. Because, as you may well have guessed, for the keen-eyed amongst you, we have this, which, conveniently, has an IT runner attachment on it. It is an IT running machine. Now, even though this is our doodad forage harvester thing, that IT runner back end, which we're actually going to use this camera, that's awesome. There we go. That will pick up this thing, and this thing is, if I pop into the store menu here, miscellaneous, it is this thing, the IT runner auto load pallets from factory pallets, platform thing, whatever that says. But the key point is it takes syrups, which I didn't realise, and I should have gone for that before. Yeah, it looks like the 82 Studios one is, well, that does everything except syrups. That's hilarious. It helps if we go forwards. But yeah, so we've got this trailer. I forgot to check on a capacity. I was just so excited to buy it that I bought it. Because, to be honest, we did need something. And we needed to get it quick, so yeah. I just went ahead and got that for the necessity of it, really. I could perhaps have left the mowing head behind. That might have been a good idea. Let's see, now we are over here. Now, do we have to do anything with this? Turn on harvester, pipe out. Oh, I've got to select the rear end first. Drop container, pipe out. That's the front. Well, there seems like there's no actual options for it, so let's see what happens. How close am I going to have to get? Now, you would think that there would be an requirement to... hang on. I wonder if we have to lower it first. That might be what it is. Now I'm hoping I bought the one with the auto-load feature. That would be really, really awkward if I managed to pick one up. But let's check. I'm just gonna like cry up a river if that's not. If I bought one but didn't get the. Oh no, there's no options on it. Just colour. So what am I doing wrong? Okay. Load container. No. Do I maybe have to back up a bit more? Oh, there we go. Okay, maybe it was a height issue. But I wasn't... Yeah, okay, well that's good. That's loaded some of the syrups on. If I just pull in a little bit closer, we will hopefully start picking these things up. I'm so very confused. It's all gone a bit wrong. Okay, well, since we're at the production, let's try this. Okay, there we go. That's how we're going to load it for now. What we may end up doing is getting an IT runner trailer for it. Oh, come on now. Load. Yeah, so there's obviously something collision wise. Oh, hello. That's a bit fruity. Yeah, there's probably a way we can we may have to just load it on the ground. But like I say, we'll get a an IT runner trailer for it, I think, next time. And see how it does. But that's good to know. At least we can fill this thing. Yeah, so they've suddenly appeared. Okay, pop that up there. Yeah, maybe that's the answer. Just drop them on the invisible collision on the top of the container. Throw that one over the top. This is all going not very well, is it? Come on now. Yeah, I think that collision is there because it's making out what it's supposed to be. I'll tell you what. Since we know that's how it works now, if I pull over this way and then drop it down like that, it should be a little bit easier to do. So I can just pick these up and drop them on the top. Lovely. Or you can just slide them a little bit closer. There we go. Slide them a little bit closer. That'll get them picked up, put in. Lovely. And we still have some in there. Oh, fantastic. Get these two over and in. And we may have one more pallet of syrups coming out. Eventually, there it is. Okay. Plonk that there. Hop in here. And after all that, we've got another 28,000 litres of syrups. So that's awesome. Yeah, I think we can afford to get a little trailer for this. Just a small IT runner back, so that we don't have to use this each time. Or perhaps if I leave the header back at base next time, that might be a bit more advisable. Price-wise, we are still looking at the sell everything container. So we'll go over there and drop that off and get a little bit of money for that. Yeah, it looks like this will probably hold about 30,000 all told litres, which is fine. Oh, cracky. Driving into things. Okay, there we go. Ugh. That was rude. I didn't even get a chance to get back to the sell point. Okay, now see, this takes it from just fine. That's very peculiar. Very peculiar indeed. But there you go. All is good. All is right in the world. And we are about to get another 100 odd grand, maybe? 90 grand? 120. Almost. 118. Well then. Looks like syrups is not a bad idea. So yeah, I'm going to get back to base now. We've got a few things that we have our eyes on to purchase in terms of tools and vehicles and things. So we'll have a look at that probably on the next, well, definitely on the next episode, probably in the morning, and then we'll see where we go. We do have to work on the flour at some point as well. We got fields to sow, plough and seed and whatnot. So yeah, with that all said and done, if you've enjoyed whatever this was, then please give us a like. Hit the old subscribe button there too if you have not already. And comments are always welcomed. Even if you just want to laugh at my stupidity, you're more than welcome. And if you'd like to share this video, that would be massively appreciated. Would very much appreciate that. And yeah, I'm just going to drive into the harvester there and try and back out and get this thing lined up with the other one, because I believe the same thing will happen as does with that container. If I leave this loaded on, it will likely have itself a giant bovine and cause all sorts of problems. So we'll just drop that off. And yeah, on that note, I hope you've all enjoyed it, and I hope we'll see you next time on the Supplying Mars Challenge. Cheerio, everyone.